State that you're, as just a fan of college football, looking forward to the most? When you look at this schedule, hey, Dad, as just a college football fan, which game is the most intriguing to you? Which one are you looking forward to the most?
Texas A&M. Texas A&M. Lost in the main event that is, I love when I can make wrestling references. The Saban-Fisher main event is the Kiffin-Fisher undercard. They were taking shots at each other before Saban decided to jump on and take everybody's attention. I would fully expect Kiffin to have a clown nose in his back pocket to maybe put on at some point during this game. And not to mention, lest we forget that last year Ole Miss dominated Texas A&M in Oxford.
Yeah.
Absolutely controlled them and did it on defense. One of the weirdest games of Ole Miss the last decade, to see them win defensively like that. But that's the one for me. That I look forward to that trip out to College Station. There's bad blood there, and we all know it. And when Lane Kiffin and bad blood is a great combination because he is a coach who's not afraid to say get that extra touchdown in if he can get it. So that's the one that has my attention as we sit here in July.
Yeah, that's the answer to me too. I mean, we can't forget that Lane Kiffin straight up said that Texas A&M is approaching the luxury tax. They're spending so much money on their roster. And then Jimbo called him a clown in response. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Exactly.
The Kentucky game is we're going to actually learn. We won't know about
from
this
a
team
football
until
perspective.
Kentucky.
That's a good game. Yeah.
I mean, Will Levis, first-round pick, coming to town. Both teams will be ranked. Well, if Ole Miss is not undefeated at that point, then you already know about that team, and it's not a good thing.
If Ole Miss is not undefeated in that game, they will be struggling to get to 6-6.
Yes, so
they can't lose any of their first 4 games.
If they don't, they'll be ranked somewhere in the top 15, as will Kentucky. Kentucky going into that game has a road trip at Florida, which could be a place they slip up, but otherwise it's Miami of Ohio,
I think they've got
Youngstown
that one,
State, and Northern Illinois. I agree. I think they have that one too.
Kentucky, especially getting them in week 2 after Utah is going to pound them the week before. That's Kentucky. Florida's in danger of going 0-2, but Kentucky should be able to win that game.
That's when we'll learn about them. But that's not the one I'm most looking forward to. It's seeing if he can go to College Station and beat Jimbo and then show up to the press conference in a clown nose, because that's something that he would do.
Agree 100%. Looking forward to it.
You know what's funny? It's a shame that Malik Willis still isn't there, but just out of the gate, Southern Miss has a fascinating game with Liberty. I mean,
homecoming for Hugh Freeze.
He was on the Eagle Hour a few weeks ago to talk about it too, by the way.
He's making the tour. When will he be in Starkville? Let's go.
You know, John Cohen's more professional than this. If I were him,
hire him just to beat him?
I would
not hire him. Schedule him.
I would have called. Just hey, 2028. You got spot on the schedule?
Yeah, come on down to Starkville. What do you say?
Seriously though, I do wish, and this isn't a shot at Southern Miss. It's not. Ole Miss just played Liberty as well. Considering who runs the place, I think it would be a good idea for schools to stop scheduling and giving $1 million to Liberty. That's just my personal opinion. You can disagree. That's just me saying that. I wish schools would stop doing that. That includes Ole Miss. I wish they would never do that again. And Southern Miss after this year, I hope they never do it again. You don't need to give that place the money that you give them by playing them in football. And Southern Miss is a different story. It's not the $1 million to or whatever that other SEC schools give. Different story here.
My guess is that's probably a home and home, isn't you?
I would assume so.
Going to Liberty. Yeah. So Mickey points this out. We've forgotten about this. DJ Durkin is at Texas A&M now. So there's another layer to that story.
Yeah, and I mean, he did such a good job with that Ole Miss defense last year. I mean, I expect Texas A&M to be extremely salty. It's just more fun to think about them being Texas 8-4.
I like that. I like that.
They were really good defensively last year, though, and lost some bodies, too. Stopping people wasn't really their issue. Hell, they kept the Ole Miss offense in check. All game, really.